Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, everyone. This is Mr. Middle Path, and inshallah you guys are all doing well. If you're new to this channel, a lot of what I focus on is in self-development from an Islamic perspective, trying to better ourselves, get rid of bad habits, improve upon our good habits, and just reach that next level. I do offer coaching, which is in the link in the description below and in the comments. You can take a look at that, inshallah. So without further ado, let us begin. Earlier in the series, I went over how to quit pornography and masturbation, which is a terrible addiction, using the EasyPeasy method, a method that I think is a very useful one because of the mindset shift that it gives to people who are struggling with this. And so far in the series, we are going through right now in this video, chapters 5 through 10, very briefly, inshallah, giving you the most salient points from the book. So chapter 5, the main key takeaway from chapter 5 is that the real reason people do pornography is not because of boredom or stress. This is just brainwashing, right? Or that they even think it's enjoyable. The real reason they do it is withdrawal, right? Relief from withdrawal pangs. And what do withdrawal pangs look like for pornography to masturbation? It is a type of restless agitation. And I really like that description because a lot of people who go through this say that that is what they experience, a type of restless agitation. And one similar addiction is actually the addiction to scrolling online, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Instagram, right? People feel a type of agitation, or they feel a little bit restless until they go on their phone, open it and scroll, and then they feel that little bit of a dopamine hit and they relax a little bit. It's not that the phone causes them to relax, it's that their addiction itself gave them agitation, and then they think that what they're doing is relaxing them, but in reality, it's just removing the withdrawal pangs that the addiction caused in the first place. So a very important note here. Now, someone might say, and this is continuing chapter 5 through chapter 6, now stress and boredom might feel like actual legitimate excuses, and someone might have a very stressful day from work, so he has the stress from work, he does PMO in the nighttime, and because he was stressed out from work, he actually does feel a sense of relief. But the main key takeaway in this is that had he not been doing PMO or pornography and masturbation, had he not had this habit, he wouldn't have been as stressed in the first place. Yes, he would have been stressed from work, but he wouldn't have been as stressed as if he had withdrawal pangs from PMO, craving it so that he can get there at night, and stress from work. So it makes you more agitated in general. And there's even studies, this is not in the book, this is me telling you guys, there's even studies that show that people who do pornography and masturbation are 50% more likely to divorce than people who do it. And we can see why. It's not just because they're comparing their spouse to the person on the screen, it's also because the agitation, the lack of patience, the fighting that will happen when someone doesn't get their fix, or when someone is agitated because they can't get their fix, it will cause more fights, right? Another salient point in chapter 5 and 6 is that the willpower method doesn't work, because when someone says, I am using willpower to stay away from or to give up pornography, they're already making it seem like pornography is something worthy, it's something enjoyable, and you have to use your willpower to give it up, instead of changing your mindset to see it as something as unworthy, seeing it as something as undesirable. If something is undesirable, you don't need willpower to give it up, because you don't want it in the first place. So this is the most important shift that needs to happen, and it takes time for that shift to happen, but if you finish the book EasyPeasy Method, it does help that shift to take place. Chapter 7, you give up nothing by giving up porn. You literally give up nothing. Porn itself wasn't filling up a void, it creates the void, it creates the withdrawal pangs, it creates the agitation, and then when people do it, they feel a relief from the stress. But in reality, that stress was caused by the withdrawal pangs in the first place. So when you start to change your mindset, saying that the PMO and the pornography is the problem and not the solution, you'll start to have that mindset shift. Chapter 8 goes over saving time. And I really like this chapter. And I took a second to calculate some things here. So a year is 8,766 hours. A daily user, right? Someone who uses pornography every day, let's just say for 1 hour to keep the math simple. If someone uses pornography or watches pornography for 1 hour a day, they will have wasted 1 year. A whole year of their life will have been wasted after 24 years of this addiction. And the reason I say 24 years is you add up the hours, you get to 24 years, you'll have hit the 8,766 hours. You'll have wasted a whole year of your life. Now, there's two important points. Is that one, this is a lifetime addiction. People will have the mentality that, oh, I'll quit later, I'll quit tomorrow, I'll stop using another time. But in reality, it gets pushed off and off and off and off. And in my work in mental health, we know for a fact, like when we talk about this with other people who are in therapy and in mental health and are helping people like get over addiction and stuff like this, it's well known that even people that are married don't just stop doing pornography and masturbation, orgasm, because it's affecting a different part of your brain. A lot of people say, oh, when I get married or when I'm in a long-term relationship or when I'm with someone, I'll stop doing it. But that's not really the case, right? Because that's affecting a different part of your brain, right? Romance and love and being with a real person activates a different part of your brain than just the raw dopamine hit that looking at a screen gives you, right? So going back to the time aspect, the reality of time is that people who are really into this and very addicted to this use it for more than 1 hour a day. And it's not just 1 hour a day, it's also the fact that they have to clean themselves up afterwards. It is the coming down and that brain fog that happens that takes them an hour or two to get over. So you're talking about 3-4 hours of wasted time when people do get into this habit. So it's easily more than 1 year of the life that's wasted. And it could be even 5 years of your life that's wasted if you were to do this habit and be addicted for 25 years. So the correct time to stop is right now, today. And don't keep saying, I will quit someday. Right? Chapter 9 is on health, and we have already touched upon that. No more brain fog, and no more black shadows in the back of your mind, and no more withdrawal pangs. And I'm sure you guys know what I mean. And I think one of the most important things to note is that the book does mention, and this was mentioned in previous videos, that it's not like you're addicted to heroin. Heroin actually causes physical, severe pain and shivering, and it's actually very difficult to quit, to the point that some people who try to quit actually end up hospitalized. Pornography is not like that. It's actually easy to quit. It's only because in your own head you believe it's enjoyable that you don't want to stop quitting. If the withdrawal pangs are only restless agitation, that's literally it, then you can quit. It's a lot easier than you think it is. And then chapter 10 is a really funny chapter. It's called The Advantages of Pornography, and you click on that chapter and it's just a blank page with nothing on it. So I thought that was a nice little joke that the author put in there. In the next episodes, inshallah, we'll be talking about cutting down. Can you cut down, or should you just go cold turkey? What about casual use? And what about those people who just scroll TikTok and Instagram accidentally looking at thirst traps? I mean, this is the same thing as priming your brain to watch pornography later, and it should be avoided completely. And we will go over that in the next chapters, inshallah. One of the real reasons that I like the EasyPeasy method and I like talking about it with other people who need help with this is because of the mindset shift that happens, right? You are not giving up anything. The quitting process is actually easy. The withdrawal pangs are nothing compared to super hard drugs. This is actually a lot easier to quit than any other thing in life. It just feels like it's hard. The most important thing for quitting pornography isn't using the willpower method, isn't to just do all of these things. It's just to change your belief and your brainwashing on it from the fact that it is hard to quit to the fact that it is actually not that hard to quit. Bro, you're not on heroin, dude. You're not on some very hard drug that will cause you to be severely hospitalized if you were to just go cold turkey, right? You are on a drug that, and it is a drug, that the only withdrawal pangs is restless agitation. And that can be overcome. For 100%, it can be overcome. Anyways, guys, we'll end with that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Once again, if you need coaching, you can follow the link in the description. Assalamu alaikum, guys. Take care and peace out.